the nearby island of Anguilla, where officials reported extensive damage to the airport there, hospital shelters, schools, and said 90% of the roads are impassable, according to the Caribbean Disaster Emergency Management Agency. And the agency also reported major damage to houses and commercial buildings in the British Virgin Islands. And on St. Thomas in the nearby U.S. Virgin Islands, Laura Strickling spent 12 hours hunkering down with her husband and one-year-old daughter in a boarded-up basement apartment with no power as the storm raged outside. They emerged to find the lush island in tatters. Many of their neighbors' homes were damaged, and once dense vegetation was largely gone. There's no leaves. It's crazy. One of the things we loved about St. Thomas is that it was green, and it's gone. Strickland said, "It will take years for this community to get back on its feet." Significant damage was also reported, folks. St. Martin, an island split between French and Dutch control. Amazing photos, if you've seen them. And when I say amazing, sad, it'll sink your heart. But this video circulating on social media showed major damage to the airport in Phillipsburg and the coastal village of Margaret, which were heavily flooded there. France sent, again, emergency food and water and everything they could do to the French island of St. Bart's, where Irma ripped off roofs and knocked off electricity. And this morning, the center of the storm, about 95 kilometers, it's 95 miles, 155 kilometers. Let me translate that real quick. North of Punta Cana, Dominican Republic, and that was moving west-northwest near 17 miles an hour. And more than half the island of Puerto Rico was without power, leaving 900,000 in the dark, nearly 50,000 without power. The U.S. Territory Emergency Management Agency said that in the midst of the storm, 14 hospitals were using generators after losing power, and trees and light poles were strewn across roads. Puerto Rico's public power company warned before the storm hit that some areas could be left without power for, 6 months, because its staff have been reduced and its infrastructure weakened by the island's decade-long economic slump. So if you know anybody in Puerto Rico, it could be up to 4 to 6 months before they even get electricity turned on. State maintenance worker Juan Chasado said that he was without power for 3 months after Hurricane Hugo in 1989. He says, "I expect the same from this storm. It's going to be bad." President Trump approved an emergency declaration, by the way, for the U.S. Virgin Islands and Puerto Rico, allowing the Federal Emergency Management Agency and other agencies to remove debris and give other services that will largely be paid by the U.S. government. Pauline Jackson, a 59-year-old registered nurse from Florida, visiting Puerto Rico, said that she had tried to leave before the storm, but all flights were sold out. She has reservations to fly out Friday, but is worried about her home in Tampa. When you're from Florida, you understand a Category 5 hurricane, she said. The U.S. National Hurricane Center predicted Irma would remain a Category 4 or 5 for the next day or two as it passes just north of the Dominican Republic. So, folks, we're in Haiti, by the way. The Turks, the Caicos, and parts of the Bahamas by Thursday night. So, folks, we're preparing. We're getting ready. I got plenty of soup on standby. I do have water. And I have a safe place here in Tampa, so don't worry about us. We're going to be all right. We have Plan A, Plan B, and Plan C. There are some people that are a little annoyed at radio talk show host Rush Limbaugh. Of course, NBC not liking it very much. A little backlash for the talk show host because he has an hypothesis, and basically the way that I'm interpreting it is that this hysteria, this hype is brought on by the media and global warming. And that has kind of ticked off some listeners and some people that really did not like what Rush had to say. Rush lives in South Florida and on an island. And basically, we've had some hype in the past. But he says people are making too much big deal out of it, and the frustration with a lot of meteorologists and a lot of emergency workers and personnel is that people are not going to take the storm seriously after Rush kind of downplayed it for this. And I had to really read through the transcript to hear what he says, because sometimes you can get misquoted. And I know this as a talk show host. You have to put this stuff, just like the fake news. They can twist your story. And it did come across, to be quite honest with you, a little insensitive, just due to the fact that, look, maybe it's not global warming, maybe it is global warming. But the fact of the matter is, Hurricane Irma is real. And she's barreling towards Florida right now, and we can see these devastating pictures of the islands right now, people dead, and more people will die if they don't get out of Dodge, so to speak, and it's happening. And if it was just mass hysteria, then where's the storm? It's coming. It's not dissipated. It's still together, and it's baffled meteorologists from all over the world that this thing has stayed together for this long, that many days, as a Category 5 hurricane with winds at 185 miles per hour, gust over 200 miles an hour. It is a ferocious storm, ladies and gentlemen. It's one not to take lightly, and especially for South Florida, because it looks like that, with a storm surge, could really do a lot of damage. And if people didn't heed the warnings of the evacuation, there's no doubt about it, people will lose their lives. And power, no doubt, will be out. So it will not be fun sitting in the dark. But like I said yesterday, there are people that are just poor. Or if they're not poor, they don't have a place to go. And unfortunately, people were looking at the airlines to see if they could get a good ticket the past 2-3 days. And airlines have been jacking up prices from Miami, have you heard, to Atlanta for $6,000 to $9,000. I am so serious. $6,000 to $9,000. When we come back, we're going to hear from Pam Bondi. She's our state's attorney here, and what she's doing on cracking down. But there's a lot of price gouging going on, and there's going to be a lot of fines for a lot of businesses. Now, the FAA, from what I understand, airlines legally, I think, can raise the tax from what I understand, but it's not right. Taking advantage of people just trying to be safe with their families. There's been some updates to that, but can you imagine? We'll talk about the airlines. That's going to be coming up, too, later on For the People, who it is. And you need to know. You got to shame these people so they never, ever think about doing stuff like this ever again. It's wrong for any business to take advantage of people during a really rough time. And people do. And there's not a whole lot of conscience there. And bar none, Rush was right. A lot of businesses, a lot of media with a lot of eyeballs, people are getting a lot of attention from it. But I'd rather caution on the safe side. People do get stressed out, but, that's the media for you. If it bleeds, it leads, and it's leading. That's the prevailing story. Irma, and we're talking about it here on For the People.
We'll help you survive this thing called life. We're for the people, for the people, for the people is there.
It's unlike anything you've ever been through in your life, man. I was driving. This kid threw a grenade at us and went right over our vehicle. It was 12 years old.
The shockwave went through my head, rattled up my brain, and left.
Danger is around you 360 degrees at all times, and you can't unlearn that.
It's impossible to describe the sacrifices these men and women have made to protect our freedoms. And the job of rebuilding their lives is massive and growing every day. Many will need the programs offered by the Wounded Warrior Project for years to come.
I didn't know what PTSD was. All I knew is I was having nightmares. And when I got released, my reintegration was go check in at the VA, man.
My first coping mechanism was use drugs. Just numb it. Don't feel anything.
I was angry. I'm trying to pull myself out of that right now.
Your gift today of $19 per month will honor and empower these veterans so they can aid and assist each other.
The Wounded Warrior Project is a life raft.
I can say this without question that I wouldn't be here today if it weren't for it.
Wounded Warrior Project is the first step, getting back out into the world and reforming yourself outside of the service.
Call or go online with a pledge of $19 a month. You'll receive this Wounded Warrior Project blanket, and your gift will provide critically needed programs that rebuild lives.
That was my first feeling of actually being a part of something bigger than myself again.
Well, I lost a few really close friends overseas, and if I quit, I'm going to let them down, and I'm not about to do that.
I'm learning to face my fears head on. To trust and see what happens at the end.
It's a long process, but I had the drive and desire.
Please, call or go online with your gift right now.
For the People is there.
For the People has a special opportunity for you. If you own a business and want to gain a national audience that is loyal and will do business with you, imagine being able to get your product and or service into the hands of tens of thousands of people each week. Sponsorship opportunities are now available at rates you can afford. Finally, the show you love with your business supporting what we do in partnership. Start running your commercials today. To contact us, go to forthepeopleshow.com. That's forthepeopleshow.com. Get ready, get set for 123 Ready TV, the brand new app that everyone's talking about for your PC or Android device that allows you access to most every movie or TV show ever made. Sound incredible? Well, it is, because once you pay $19.99, that's all you pay. Just the movies and TV shows you like without the hassle. The internet streams everything already. What 123 Ready does is it finds them, then delivers them directly to you, commercial-free. There's nothing quite like it, and it's available now at forthepeopleshow.com. That's forthepeopleshow.com. And before you buy 123 Ready TV, watch the video and see how simple it is to start watching all those movies and TV shows. If you like movies and TV shows, but don't enjoy paying for all of them, no problem. Just pay $19.99 and start enjoying countless titles and entertaining TV better than anyone. Get your 123 Ready TV for $19.99 at forthepeopleshow.com. Just click on the store page. Some things in life need a little attention. Like a plant. If not watered, it begins to turn brown. But if watered properly, its leaves turn green again. Like a plant, For the People needs watering too. Your thoughtfulness provides sustainability for us to grow and reach our full potential. You see, For the People depends on you to broadcast this program to help inform and educate folks so you can make a difference right where you are. Grab your watering can and join us as we endeavor to make a difference in people's lives each and every day. To donate, go to forthepeopleshow.com. That's forthepeopleshow.com. Just look for the watering can and water as much as you can. At For the People, our garden is full of opportunities, and planting something allows others to enjoy the benefits. At For the People, our mission is simple. Give you the news that matters with good old-fashioned common sense, mixed with a conservative point of view. Simply log on to our website at forthepeopleshow.com. That's forthepeopleshow.com. Thanks for your support. Your daily dose of common sense and Hurricane Irma information. And I would still be doing, by the way, Irma coverage even if I wasn't in the state of Florida. So just FYI, if you say, hey, this doesn't apply to me, but it's interesting. To me, I would be interested in what's going on. Some of you are storm trackers. Some of you like to look at this stuff and see what's going on. And I've met people in the state of Florida that kind of like storms. They like winds. They like havoc. They feel comfortable in it. They're not nervous. They're not freaking out. They enjoy it. Are you one of those? Or does it make you out of your mind? Does it make you crazy? If you don't have a family member that's in the same state, they're worried about you. So let them know that you're safe, and don't let them know how excited you are about a storm coming in. By the way, this is sad. At least 2 or 3 people have died. 3 people in Puerto Rico have died from the storm Irma overnight. So our prayers, and I tell you what, folks, I have met some of the nicest people, and I'm here to tell you, and they're nice people all over the world. But my wife's Puerto Rican, and I met her 15 years ago, and very family-oriented.